ことです。そうすればうまくいきます。で、そうすることで前と戦うことができます。
Prabhupada said that I just was talking about this cooperation. The cooperation and teamwork are kind of similar.
で、チームワークって言葉と協力って言葉はほとんど似たようなことです。
This is called team playing and cooperation.
で、これが、チームワーク、そして協力。
This was put together by country club who was very successful in Nepal.
ネパールね。
Yeah.
とてもそれ成功された方がいます。
So, cooperation, Prabhupada said bhakti means cooperation. Cooperating with Krishna.
バクティというのはクリスナのために協力することだと。
Bhakti means cooperating with Krishna.
で、クリスナと協力をする。
We tend to think that cooperation means doing whatever I say.
で、どうも協力というと、私の言った通りやるってことは協力だと思われがちです。
Especially managers and so-called leaders.
特にその、名前ばかりのリーダーに従え
It's
ば、
kind of a normal thing.
これが普通一般的に思われている。
Cooperate means everybody takes see, well, what I have idea, maybe it's 80% good or 10% good. Your idea may be 10% good, but that 10% might be very valuable. But if I say, well, it's 90% bad, we'll just throw you out.
協力っていうのはそういうことではなくて、誰かの持ってるアイデア、それが80% いいんだけど 20% が良くないとか、例えば 90% 良くないけども 10% だけは使えると。で、その 10% だっても使えるところを切り捨ててしまうんじゃなくて、そこをこう取り上げてっていうことですね。
So this one is made by devotees, kind of for devotees.
これが献身者の
This is a quote from the Srimad Bhagavatam.
これはシーマテバータムからの引用です。
My dear sons of the king, I am very pleased by the friendly relationships between you.
で、私はあなたたちの間でのとても協力的なことに喜んでいます。
You're all engaged in one occupation, devotional service.
で、
You're all engaged in one occupation.
で、たった一つのことの仕事に
Bhakti yoga. I'm so pleased with your mutual friendship.
で、私はあなたたちの中立的なフレンドシップにとても
And I wish you all good fortune.
で、みんなに幸運が訪れます。
Now you can ask a benediction.
さあ、そこであなたたちが受けることができます。
So there's some of the devotees in Nepal.
これはネパールの理由の
A quarrel arose among the demons over who would get the nectar first.
誰がネクターを一番初めに飲むかということで、悪魔たちの間に争いがありました。
Everyone said, you can't have it first. I'll get it first. Me first, not you.
で、みんなが言いました。
You know that story, Mohini?
私は後でいいですよ。
Huh? That's the Mohini Murti story.
これはモヒニムルティの話。
Yeah, she had to come and get it away from the demon.
はい。
Krishna appeared as a woman, and the demons forgot about the nectar. They wanted the woman.
で、クリシュナがそのモヒニ
So
ム
she
ルティ
said,
に
give
な
it
った
to me. I'll take care of it.
で、悪魔たちがそ
I'll
の
distribute. But then she didn't give them any. These are the boys playing with Krishna. It's in the Krishna book.
これはクリシュナブックの中のクリシュナのブックの中のその、少年たちの
So cooperating with each other, we work together.
協力するというのはお互いを認め合う協力し合う。
This is from Jiva Goswami.
こ これはジーバーコースによって書かれたものです。
The one usually ignores others to get his own goals.
人は一般的に、自分のゴールだけを
Those who want prema accept dependence on others with similar goals.
他の人を無視する。
Thus, cooperating with each other, they work together, keeping in mind the goal of prema.
で、プレマ、なくなった。プレマを手に入れ、プレマにその啓発を受けている人は、他の人に依存をしようとして、そして同じゴールを目指そうとすると。
Most yogis, to get whatever they want, they go by themselves.
でこのようにしてお互いに協力をすることで、彼らは一緒に、心を同じにしてプレマというゴールに達することができる。
But devotees know to get even the Krishna consciousness, we need the help of others.
で、研修者は知っているわけです。クリスチャン意識というのはお互いの協力がとても必要であると。
Like, very few of us could just sit and chant all alone all day.
一日中一人で座って唱え続けることができる人っていうのは本当に限られた人です。
Right, play guitar and drum and everything at the same time. We would not be able to do that. This is from the booklet. We had difficulties, arguments, financial problems.
私たちはいろいろ困難があったり、議論することがあったり、経済的なものがあったりします。
We were struggling, but we struggled together.
で、とても苦しんでいました。でも、一緒に今は苦しんでいます。
We were helping each other.
で、お互いに助け合っています。
When we tried to help each other, we were able to take advantage of each other's strength.
お互いに助け合うと、
Oh, thought you'd
お
remember.
互いに助け合うとすることによって、
In the class, you just go by what I say. You don't need to read
Sorry, I'm just a little tired.
it. Contribution that each one can make.
ですね。で、召使いとなるリーダーは、このような能力がある。
That should come first. To create team spirit and the power to cooperate.
チームを作るというのは、
Cooperate means both are doing it, two people or however many people
協力というのは、
are all
二人以
contributing
上の人
and
が
all appreciating.
力を合わせる。
Team spirit among devotees.
献身者の間でのチームというチーム精神。
We see that in kirtan usually.
これはキルタの中で私たちはしてい
In
ま
the
す。
drama yesterday, I think.
昨日のドラマもそうです。
Whoever was cooking, they made
ク
little
ッキングを
teams.
している人もそうです。みんなでチームとなっています。
Empowering devotee and creating healthy teams.
で、献身者を啓発しながら、健康的なチームを作る。
Like Tapasini just calls a brand new person, come on and chant. And says, oh, good, good, good. And they get enlivened.
まあ、新しく来た人に、いいですね。
They don't even know the mantra. It's almost entirely based on the devotee's feeling.
でほとんどその献身者の感情というものが全体的に基本となっています。
This is very important.
これとても大切なことです。
What people want to feel valued, so they can do something.
人は自分が何かできるという価値観というものを感じたい。
I heard it talk. Radhanath Swami went to a very famous business leader.
で、ラガラタマハラジがとても大切なビジョン。
He was talking about motivating the workers.
なんかミーティングですか、なんか出席された。それで、何の動機？ The motivation の労働の動機っていうことの話。
So they said if they're not getting, and this is talking about in a company, of course, if they don't get enough pay that their basic needs are, then they're in anxiety, they can't work for you.
で、これはもちろん会社の話ですけ
Always
ども、
worried about, how I'll pay the rent, or my son has to go to the doctor or something. I don't have money. And they can't work nicely.
賃金が与えられていなければ、家の支払いどうしよう、子供の教育資金どうしよう、あれでしょう、これでしょう、できるかなと思って不安で働けない。
So if they have enough money that all their basic needs are, they're comfortable, they're not in
で、
anxiety.
自分で必要なものがちゃんとカバーされているお金が入っていれば安心できる。
Then they can work nicely. They can work nicely.
そうすれば、しっかり働くことができます。
But no matter how much more money you give them, it doesn't make any difference.
で、その以
They'll
上
work
の
the same.
必要なもの以上のお金がどれぐらいあるか、そこはあまり関係ありません。
But if you appreciate what they did, then they'll do more and more.
でも、やったことに、その価値が認められれば、もっと
You
もっと
show appreciation, tell them you're very valuable, I'm glad
で、
you're
あな
here.
たは本当に必要な
Then
人
they do more and more.
ということが、あなたは本当に必要なんだと、感謝することをしてくれてるんだと、認められると、もっともっと人は守れるんです。
Okay. Can everybody repeat this one?
そうそう、皆さん、
I
言
like,
ってください。
respect, and value fellow devotees in the temple.
I like, respect, and value for
Because we may not always feel that. Despite deficiencies, I love ISKCON society.
Despite my decisions, I love this society.
I love Prabhupada and the goals of ISKCON.
I love Prabhupada and the goals of ISKCON.
I appreciate the mission and vision of my temple president.
I
I appreciate the mission and the vision of my president and DVC.
I know that all devotees of ISKCON are trying to fulfill Prabhupada's mission.
I know that all devotees of this are trying to fulfill the Prabhupada mission
Love,
and
respect, and honor them.
honor them.
The most challenging problem, not knowledge, not skill, but team playing. Team playing. The biggest challenge.
最もその挑戦的な問題というのは、知識ではなく、スキル、技術ではなく、チームプレーです。
You can understand that a little bit. Some like big famous bands.
Famous band.
Yeah, rock and roll.
で、ロックなんかの有名なバンドのことにちょっと分かります。
They were based on one superstar.
例えば、そのバンドっていうのは一人のそのスーパースターで成り立ってい
They
ます。
always broke up. They would break up. The other ones would say, well, I'm important also.
で、たった一人のスーパースターという形になると、必ずそのチームは壊れます。俺だって大事なんだという気持ちから。
But the ones who just stick together, then they last.
で、それが強調して一緒になれると、すごくバンドが完成します。
The Beatles broke up because they wouldn't give George Harrison, they wouldn't let him put his songs on the album, so he went away.
ビ
Too many superstars.
ートルズの
Close relationships, better success. Relationships is everything.
関係っていうのが全てです。
To have good, friendly relationships. The leaders, everybody. That's why in Japanese companies they go out drinking. They have all the workers go together. Right? Okay, distribute it. When someone is in like Japanese companies, everybody has to go out drinking together.
例えば日本ですね、日本の会社に勤めるとみんなで飲みに行かなきゃいけない。
Then they become friends.
飲みに行って友達になります。
Then they work better.
そしたら、それがいい仕事につながります。
And they do, maybe they do another country, they do different things. They have retreats for all the managers and they just play golf or something.
まあ、国によってその方は違うでしょう
Become
ね。
friends.
リーダーとゴルフに行くとか、なんかリーダーがいろんなものをもてなすとか。
We have kirtan melas.
私たちはキュータンメーラーがあります。
Everybody becomes friends. But if we had just one person that wanted to lead all the kirtan and never let anyone else lead it, no matter how good he was, it wouldn't last.
例えばでももしかキュータンメーラーでたった一人だけのがずっとキュータンをリードすると、その人が一体どれぐらいものすごくうまくいっても、これは絶対長続きします。
So when someone becomes a new leader, 80% fail because they don't make good relationships in the team.
で、まずそのリーダーの、80% が、一人でやると、まずうまくいかない。
To get good relationships in the family, in the team, in the temple, and in whatever we're doing. %58 are confused. They don't know what they're supposed to do.
58% は一体自分が何をするのか
We know that. And 52% don't have the required skills and knowledge.
52% は、できる技術を持っていないし、
That's research about America and Japan.
これはアメリカ
These are duties of a Raja Rishi.
ちょっと待ってね。もし絶対言ってくれたらいいんだけど。
That's the saintly king. He has to make sure that everyone has enough food.
で、誰もが十分に食べられていることを、確認しておく必要があります。
He has to give gifts to satisfy the citizens.
で、感覚に十分な喜びが与えることって大切なことなんです。
He has to have meetings and sweet speak. It said, calling meetings and speaking sweetly.
で、ミーティングをその招集して、そして甘い言葉を投げかける。
Thoughtful words to satisfy the people.
で、人々を満足させるような、感慨深い思い、配慮のある言葉を使う。
Tell them, what's going on.
どういうことが起こっているのかを伝える。
And teach them how to be good citizens.
で、いい人になるようなことを勧める。教える。
Don't expect that everybody just knows.
誰もがそれを分かっているとは期待しない。
So we have to teach, always teaching what does it mean to be a devotee.
で、いいリボティになる。
Everybody should be doing
教えなきゃいけない。それがみんなしなきゃいけないことです。
that. So a group, everyone thinks about his own interest.
で、誰もがグループですけれども、誰もが自分に関心になることっていうのを持っている。
In the team, everyone's thinking like one, the same goal.
で、チームは、同じ目標のために。
You can see that, I think everybody knows that. Soccer, football. Because they have American
Yeah, we do
football.
too. We do too.
Soccer. So if you see it on TV, it looks like everyone's just running around, just
テレビでサッカーゲームを見る
Don't know
と、
what
み
they're
んななんか
doing.
してるだけのように見えますよね。
But actually, there's somebody yelling, numbers, and they're running this way and that way.
でも実際にはそのフィールド上では誰かに番号を言ったり、
And they're all trying to
叫
get
び合っている
the ball to the other end.
全然反対方向に行ったりするわけです。
So one guy's trying to pretend he's got, going to do it, and then they
例えば、
immediately
まる
throw
で
it
シュ
the
ート
other
する
way,
見
and
せかけたりとか、
the
そして
goalkeeper is
向こうに
confused.
ボールを回したり
Very organized, but
い
it
ろん
doesn't
なことを
doesn't look like that.
完璧にこう、配布されています。
And even in this, like basketball is the same. They're just running around, but they're very.
みんな走り回ってい
They
る
have
んですが、
exact plans of how
完
they're
璧
going to.
な、測られたその考えを持って走っているんです。
They may change them again and again really quick, but they
でも
have
す
another
ご
one,
く
another.
一瞬のうちにその計画を変えたりしています。
And someone may be like super good like that, Michael Jordan.
例えばマイケル・ジョーダンのように一人めちゃくちゃ上手い人がいたとします。
But the coach told him you have to let the other guys score also.
だけれども、他の人もその点を入れる必要があります。
Otherwise, the team's not going to win.
でなければ、チームとしては
One guy just tries to do everything, even though he's much better than him.
くらマイケル・ジョーダンが他の人に持ってても、マイケル・ジョーダンだけではダメです。
So we want to be a team, I think.
ですから私たちはそのようなチームでありたい。
In a group, people join just for administration. They have to. But a team, people understand interdependence. They need each other.
で、そのグループとチームの違いを今ちょっと比較しているんですけれども、グループの方は何かで集まっている。だけど、チームの方は、理解し合っている。
In the group, team members work independently and sometimes they're against each other,
で、
competing.
グループの方はそれぞれが個々に、活動して、お互いにいがみ合っていることもある。
Team mutual support.
で、チームというのは、お互いにニュートラルな関係にあって、お互いにいつも手を貸そうとしている。
In the group, the members are told what to do.
で、グループでは
You do like this, you do no.
あなたはこれやるべき、あなたはやりなさいと言われたんです。
In a team, they contribute knowledge and talents to the goals of the team.
チームはゴールを目指して、
So we need that.
知識を分け合う。
Because
私たちの望んでいるのはこのチームの方です。
Peter Burwash said, if you want to know what's going on in a company, you ask the newest people.
で、会社がどんなことが起こっているかのためには、新しい人を知らないって、新しい人がどうしているかを知らない。
Because they're coming in and they're seeing everything. The old people are just used to it and they don't know, they don't even realize.
もう長年の人って
Yeah, it's like that. They don't see that it's wrong. Some new person can see. Japanese companies are noted for that. They take advice from even the factory workers. They listen to them if they have some idea.
で、特に日本の会社ではそれができているんですけれども、新しい人たちにいろいろ意見を求めることがすごく大事なことです。
In a group, the members don't trust each other.
で、グループでは、メンバーはお互いに信用し合っていない。
And they don't understand what the other ones are doing.
で、人が何をしているのかということを理解さえしていない。
In a team, there's a climate of trust
でも、チームは信頼の上に成り立っている。
where people are encouraged to express their ideas.
そして、お互いの持っているアイデアを出し合うように勇気づける。
Trust is most important.
で、信頼というのが最も大切なことです。
Faith means trust.
フェイスというのは信用、信
For
頼という。
spiritual events, and also you have to have faith
で、精神的な、上達を考えるときもそうです。信用ではないです。
process and the guru and the devotees.
方法だとか、グルー
To
プ
trust
だ
them.
とか、信念を持つこと。信用
If
す
we're
る。
doubting, then we won't practice with full.
信用なくしては実践もできない、協力もできない。
In a group, the members are like employees.
で、グループではそれぞれのメンバーは、雇われ人のようなものです。
I'm the boss, you can do what I say.
で、私はボスなんだから。
This is really hot. Is anybody else feeling really hot? Well, I don't think we need it anymore.
こう AC いらないんじゃない？
It's cold outside today.
外は寒いですけど。
In a team, they have a sense of ownership
で、
and commitment.
というのはみんながその、なんだろう、
So, in a group, members may or may not be involved in making decisions. In a team, the members are involved in decisions.
で、グループの方は個々に、決定権利がない。でもチームの方はそれぞれに決定権利がある。
So I hope everybody here is thinking, yeah, that's the way it is here.
で、みんなそうだそうだ。
But if we're thinking otherwise, we have to work in it. And in a group, conformity is more important than results.
で、グループは結果よりも、
Just follow along, be like, wow, there's a lot of stuff there. In a team, the goal is important.
チームにとっては大切なゴールなんです。
Let's say in the football team,
例えばそのサッカーのチームを考えてください。
if the team wins, everybody on the team benefits.
で、もしチームが勝てば、そのチームの選手全員に恩恵があります。
So they don't care who kicked the goal,
だから誰が点数だから
as long as somebody did it. They didn't think, well, no, I'm not going to let that guy kick the goal. I'm going to do it. You know,
いやお前の中で暮らせるものだから、俺
and
がシュ
then
ート
it
する。
doesn't work.
それではうまくいかないわけです。
They're happy if anybody. That's why when someone makes a goal, everybody hugs them because they
誰
get
が
more
シュー
money.
トしても点を入れてもみんなハッピー
They
だから、
benefit.
みんな誰かがシュートをしたら抱き合っていうのはそこなんです。
I remember when we used to do book distribution in the airport, and there was 12 of us in one spot.
で、
It's
なる
about
時
this
その
big, coming down the tunnel. Thousands of people coming.
塔があって、そこで12人が配っていました。そのトンネルがあって、トンネルの向こうから山のような人がやってきます。
And there were some type of people that you could pick out that were more likely to take a book.
で、本の取れそうな人っていうのが大体見てわかります。
And Vaisheshika, he was taller. He could see the people.
で、バイセシ
I got him. I got that one.
バイセシがその背が高いので、他よりも背の低い人がいるんで、あ、
Wow, what
あ
about
の人が
me?
行きます。
But then I thought, well, Krishna's happy anyway, so why should I worry so much?
でも私は、あ、取られたと思うわけですが、でも、受け取って、クリスチャンが喜んでくれたら、それがいいと私は思う。
Then the natural thing is, I won. But in a team, you don't care who does it as long as the team wins.
でもチームとして
You don't care who
は
gets
誰が本を配ると全然いいんです。
A good leader, practically nobody knows he's there. A really good leader.
で、本当のいいリーダーというのは、他の人がその誰がリーダーか分からない。
He just gets other people fired up and they do things and he says, great, 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 and nobody
とに
realizes.
かく目立たない人を素晴らしいとして、そして人のサポートにもらう。
So in a team, how to build a team.
じゃあどうやったらそのティームというのが
Somebody can take this thing, from the computer, this file. Encourage the team members to ask why.
で、どうしてでしょう
The leader will,
チームに
when you say we want to do like this and the team, you should encourage it. Everyone ask, why are we doing it? So they know.
で、何かをしようとするときに、なんでこれをしようとしているのかということをチームのメンバーにみんなに聞く。
I think most of you would rather know why we want to do something than what we're going to do.
今やろうとしていることをなぜやりたいのかという
And understand, and be convinced. That's a good reason. Then encourage people to think creatively.
そして、クリエイティブな考え方をさせる。
Ask for ideas.
そしてアイデアを募る。
That's what the leader should be doing.
これはリーダーのすることに関してです。
Suspend criticism.
で、
Think about new ideas.
批判、ということを考えないで、
Think about the positive aspects of suggestions. If somebody makes a suggestion
待ってください。いろいろ新しいアイデア
in the group,
として、
then ask everybody in the group, what do you see good in that
人の
suggestion?
出した提案に対して前向きに検討する。
Because it may not be 100% good, but there may be one really good idea.
人が出してきたその提案というのは、もうほとんど良くない提案かもわかんないけれども、でもそのうちの 2% ぐらいはいいことも含まれているかもしれない。
And not think, well, that's just a new person. What does he know? That person made so many mistakes.
何がわかるんですよ、何がわかるんだという考え方をしない。
Look for the good.
いいところを目を見ようとする。
Give prizes to members for contributing.
で、
Award rewards. At least, acknowledgement.
その結果に貢献している人に褒美をあげる。
And use team language. We, us, our team, our goal, our.
で、そして、特にこれ英語の場合ですが、主語としてですね、私がじゃなくて私たちがとか、私にじゃなくて私たちにとか、
Work together to know what the goals are.
私たちのということを使う。
Encourage honest feedback.
そして、 チームの一緒にゴールというものをこう育てていって、
encourage
そして、
cooperation.
励まし合うということ。
Spend time together outside the work.
そして仕事以外のことでも時間を一緒に過ごそうとすること。
Maybe if you're in a big company, they do things like that.
もう大きな会社なんかだと
Take all their executives to some faraway place
どうか遠いところに遠足に行った
and
り、
they just, go down the river in a canoe or something and work together.
川に行って一緒に船を漕ぐとか。
We did one game. I went to a devotee retreat in Malaysia.
マレーシアの研修したといったことがあります。
So they made teams.
チームを組んで
It was competition.
競争です。
They had a big pile of bamboo or something. I don't know. We had to build a boat, build a raft,
で、竹かなんかが山とそれでわっとイカダをみんなで組んで、
and then go out so far in the river and come back.
そしてその川の向こうに行って戻ってくるっていうそういう競争です。
My team won.
私のチームが勝ちました。
It was very hard to turn the raft around to come back.
で、その流れの方を漕ぐっていうのはものすごい大変なことでした。
So I used my cheating propensity. And I just had all the devotees turn around and go backwards. Everybody else was trying to turn the whole raft around. And we just turned around and went back. A raft is like a square thing. It's very simple. Somebody understood.
だからわかる。
最初に皆さんこっちに来ましたけど、あとは皆さん、そういう体を反対側に後ろに向けて、
The others were trying to turn this whole raft, and
これより、ボートをこのように
very hard to turn it around. It's just handmade.
ぐるっと回らなくても戻ってくる。向きを自分たちで変え
ああ、そういうことよ。ああ、わかりました。
Very hard to get everybody cooperating to turn it around. They got to push backwards on one side and forward on, and it's a big, not a nice boat. It's just something we just
ああ、
made.
そうです。まあ、とにかく自分の
But when we all just turned around, that's
そのちゃんとしたボートはないわけですから、もうそこは宿泊ですね。
so we won by a long way.
とにかく私たちは勝ってます。
Anyway, spend time together outside of work.
とにかく仕事以外のこと
For us, that means kirtan and
まあ、やる
prasad,
キルタなんかもそうですね。
friendly walks in the forest or something.
まあ、山の中歩くのもいいかもしれない。
Not getting drunk.
酔っ払わないで。
Reward team accomplishment for what's going nice.
チームクリマンプロシェクトなんだろう。
The leader, do it, work, be part of the work also.
で、リーダーもその
Don't
やる仕
just
事の一
tell
部
everybody else what to do. Delegate the authority. Give other people.
デレゲートって何？
Give it to them.
任すこと。
責任を。
あ、権。
Delegate means you give. Okay, you're the leader. Now you take
あ、オ
charge.
ッケーオッケー。その権威、リ
You're in charge.
ーダーとしての
You
権
lead
威と
the
いうものを人にも譲って。
Like you say, you lead the kirtan.
でじゃああなたがリーダーのキルタンしてとか、あなたがこれ
You may never did it before. You do it. Okay. So then they feel good. Don't be a micromanager.
マイクロマネージャー。
That means every detail.
細かいまでは。
ああ、はいはい。細かいところ
That's
ま
a
で
very common thing now with
リーダー。
so-called leaders.
あ、はいはい。それは名前ばかりのリーダーです。
People get really discouraged.
もう
Okay.
人々はすごくそういうことに
You
嫌
lose
で
all
す。
enthusiasm. Invest in the team, teaching, training, education, time, whatever is needed.
で、チームが必要とする、まあ、教育とか、まあ、なんかいろいろ、ですね、トレーニングとかそういうようなことを
Provide adequate resources. Make sure they have what they need to do the
で、
job.
そのチームそれぞれが必要とするものをちゃんと分かっている
Right?
ってこと。
To cook, make sure they have boga
で、料理する人はちゃんと僕はあるかなってこと。
and there's gas in the stove and they have, knives and
ちゃんとそういう用具もある、キッチン用具もあるからちゃんと
they have whatever they need to cook nice.
料理をするのに必要なものはちゃんと行き渡っているかなってことを見る。
That's a simple example.
簡 簡単なことです。
Challenge them, but with things that are not impossible, but difficult.
で、もうできないとか、思わないでチャレンジする。チャレンジ
And
す
share
る。
information, don't hide.
で、入った情報を分ける。
Ideal community,
これは、理想的なコミュニティ、
brahmacharis
ブラマチャーリーです。
and grihastas,
そしてグリハスタと
they work together.
が一緒に手伝っている、協力し合っています。
Right? Genuine relationships are based on the strength of your own example and the strength of the preaching. On the top. The strength of your own example, you can, okay. Okay, now, we don't have so many brahmacharis here. Okay, this part's more simple. The ideal community, take care of everyone.
まあみんなをこうちゃんとケアしてあげること。
Brahmachari's focus should be on sadhana and preaching.
まあ、ブラマチャリっていうのは、サダラと仏心をまあちゃんとするこ
Grihastas should be on community among themselves and supporting each other.
と。まあ、クリハスタはその社会のお互いに協力し合っていくこと。
And senior householders, fatherly concern for others.
まあ、年上の、そういう家庭の人は、皆さんをもっとケアしていくこと。
And protecting unmarried women, children.
それは子供とか女性を守っていくこと。
So for any leader to be a team player,
まあ、リーダーというのは素晴らしいチームプレイヤーであるというこ
be a good example,
と。まあ、いい模範になる。
be caring.
そして他の人をちゃんと、
And that's the thing people look for the most.
そういう人は探してい
That they feel that you care for them.
る。で、そういう人はちゃんと、
They have that saying, I don't care how much you know until I see how much you care.
まあ、どれぐらい知ってるかによってどれぐらいケアできるかということが
And don't demand respect.
ね。能的に、
I'm your mother, you do whatever I tell you.
あなたお母さんだから言うこと聞かなきゃ。
When I first came to Japan, Gita gave her television.
まあ、最初私が日本に来た時テレビで、
So I thought, I'll learn Japanese and watch the television. Didn't work, so I quit. There was one show, and I remember that line where the mother was, angry at the daughter who was,
まあ、あるテレビのショーで、
I'm your mother. Wham! You do whatever I tell you.
私はあなたのお母さんなんだから言うこと聞かなきゃ
No
ダメ。
way, Doesn't work.
まあ、そうだとうまくいかない。
Learn how to be humble.
そして、
I don't know if you can learn that, but
認めましょう。
it means not expecting any respect. That's what humility is.
まあ、その他の人の、
We should not expect any honor, but we should honor everyone else. We shouldn't say, well, you shouldn't expect honor, Prabhu. We should be happy.
そのオーナーとかね、
自分がその称えられるということを期待しないで人を称えましょうと。で、そのことを人に言って、自分が称えるべきじゃないよって言って、人に共有するということです。
Like Bhaktisiddhanta said, people who praise me are my enemies.
バンクシダンタマハラジャが言いました。私の敵は私を称える人。
And people who criticize me are my friends.
で、バシダンタが言いました。私を批判する人は私の本当の友達だ。
So we might think, I'll be friendly to all the devotees and just criticize everyone.
だから私を称える人はみんな私を、
That's not right. We should honor all the devotees. Because everybody, we like to be honored, but we shouldn't be asking for respect.
まあ私たちはでもそうやって他の人を、
Not be interested in getting respect. That's the same thing.
自分が称えられたいと尊敬されると思うんじゃなくて、人を尊敬しようとする。という
Learn how to not be to abuse the humility of others. Like calling people afraid to be humble. They think if I'm humble, everybody's going to trample all over. Got to be.
まあ自分が謙虚になることで、謙虚になるとなんか自分が不利になってしまうんじゃないかという不安を持つ。
You have to be careful. If somebody's very humble, to think, okay, this guy's so he'll do. I can do whatever I want. That's very bad.
まあある人は謙虚だからその人をなんとか利用してしまえと、それはすごく。
Consider all others to be better than you.
まあ他の人が自分よりもちょっといいというふうに考える。
And don't use your position to be a controller.
まあ自分がその地位を使って支配しようとはしない。
And have no agenda for helping one in the spiritual life. You understand that? That's for leader. Don't think, oh, I've done so much for you, now you owe me. I'll help this person, then later I'll get it back. Take advantage of that. Okay, here's a nice one. You know those birds? Geese. If everyone lived like geese, it would be very nice. In China, they admire those birds very much. We see murtis of them all over in China. Especially in the north. One big city is called Hurga. Hurga is the name of those birds in China. Yeah, the street lights have all the street lights have the murtis. So you see why. So if you've ever seen them flying over, we've seen pictures. They fly in like, So why do they do that? By flying like that, they increase their flight efficiency by 71%. You see that fighter airplanes in the Navy, they fly like that. Compared to one bird alone. So the lesson is that if we're working together as a team, we get to where we're going easier and quicker. Share the same direction. We can go back to God. Yeah. Appreciating the values of others, we can reach there faster. So when a goose leaves the formation, then he has to push against all the air. In the formation, it's like everybody's helping the next one. So it's difficult. So he gets back quick because he can fly easier behind. By staying in tune and united and going in the same direction, it's much easier. When we leave the association of devotees and try to be devotees alone, it's very difficult. If we can't tolerate the different natures of different devotees, then it's very difficult to make progress. And research has shown that, because this back in the 70s when almost every devotee was shaved head and Sika, and people thought, oh, they're all just exactly the same.
まあ、同じように私たちが
They're just zombies.
頭反ってればみんな同じようなもんだというふうに人は考える。
But when they did psychological tests, they found out that devotees had much more individuality than the ordinary people,
まあ、心理学の先生
even though
で
they
すが
externally all look the same.
研修者の方がもっと個性が出て、普通の人よりももっと個性的
The other people are externally different, but internally they're all the same, trying to be different. So
まあ、普通は外側は同じように振る舞いながら中では全然違うと。
that's why we might think, oh, these devotees, it's too much. I've never experienced like this before.
まあ、研修者ってのはそういうこ
People
とに
so much expressing themselves
みんな人は今までいなかった。
because we get freed from fear to some extent.
まあ、研修者は、まあ、それから自由になっているからです。
If we understand the value of the other Vaishnavas and understand and tolerate the small differences,
まあ、デボディの価値観が分かれば小さな難しいことは耐えることが
and
で
the
きます。
difficulties,
その難しさというのを超えることができます。
then our path back to Godhead will be very nice.
まあ、それによって、韓国にこれを変え
That's
る
why I like going on a parikama is very good,
一緒にパリクラマするなんていうのはもっと素晴らしいことです。
especially the Braj Mandala parikama.
特にブラジルの
I saw, that devotees, they're coming from, sometimes they have a big house, air conditioned, everything, and they're walking, and then they stand in line to get water, so they can have a bath, wash their clothes,
まあ、
stand in the mud for
の人
an
が
hour or so.
いろんな国から
And they're completely happy.
人が来るわけです。しかしそれは、そういう人でさえ一緒に並んで、シャワーを
Everybody's
する
helping
こと
each
を受け
other.
入れなきゃいけない。
You get inspired to see the others. So when the leader gets tired, because the leader is the hardest one in this formation, the front one has to break.
まあ、一番最初のリーダーっていうのは、とてもその、
Behind him, it's a little easier.
その後に続く人は、まあ、比較的簡単。
So he gets tired.
まあ、すごく疲れます。疲れます。
So he goes to the back,
で、そしてまた、
and another one moves to the front.
行くことが必要な時があります。そしてまた元に戻る。
They do that all the time.
まあ、そういうことを繰り返す。
Successful bosses learn from the employees even. They learn from the boss,
まあ、さ
Sacho.
反省は社員から十分学ぶことができます。
Share the leadership. There must be mutual respect all the time.
まあ、そのリーダーシップをお互いに、理解し合う、シェアし合う。
Gathering our abilities, resources, combining,
まあ、
we can
一緒に働いて、
do much better.
それを共和する。その方法です。
Okay, there's the birds again. And they're always, if you've ever seen, they're always making a lot of noise.
まあ、一緒に飛ぶといつもそこに、ノイズが。
Now, I don't know if anybody knows for sure what the birds are thinking, but they wah, wah, wah. They make really loud noise, geese.
まあ、とにかくそういう大きな声を出します。
So they're saying they're encouraging the guy in front. Come on, you're doing good. Keep going.
それは、早く来いよ、こっち来いよと言っています。
So they keep going.
それ
And
で
they travel thousands of miles.
まあ、何千キロも走るわけですから、飛ぶわけですから、いろんな問題があるわけです。
So encouraging, if the boss encourages someone, it helps them. Like I said in the beginning, you say, okay, we'll raise your pay. They don't care.
まあ、ボスはそ
But
れ
if you tell them you're doing great, we can't work without you.
他の人を啓発させるために、その
We
人を
need you. Then they feel happy. It's the most benefit. A simple thing, it doesn't cost anything.
まあ、お金かかんない、とても知ってる簡単
And another thing about these birds, if one gets sick or sometimes hunters shoot them and they get hurt, another one will go with them down.
まあ、例えば、また
So they
病気
get
だったり
better.
漁師
Then
に
they pick up on another
撃たれ
bird.
たり、そして起こしそうだったり、それを助ける。
We can learn from the animals.
まあ、動物から私たちは学びます。
They all do different things that we should be learning.
まあ、私たちはそこから学ぶべきです。
So if we bind together and help each other, that's true teamwork.
一緒になってお互いに協力しよう。それがチームワーク。
And no matter what our differences is, we can win.
それぞれ違いがあるけれども、それでも勝利に向かっていく。
Life will be easier and everything will be better.
人生が簡単になって、もっと
Cooperate for pleasing.
お互いに協力しよう。
So let's be like the geese and fly back to God.
そして、
Thank you very much.
戻って
So anybody, any comments on that?
コメント、ご意見、どうぞ。
Any feelings come up? What does advice say? Reflections? It's important is what you feel like. I was thinking, we hear a lot of lectures. Mostly we don't remember anything.
レクチャーになって聞いた後で、
Somebody said, what did they talk
ほとん
about?
どのことを覚えて
But I really liked it. Or
話を聞くと、いや、あのこと言ったと。
if you remember the feeling
しかし、その感じたことを思い出す
of a relationship of anybody, people you meet.
今やりとりして、その感じたこと。
You might not remember, much of the details, but you remember how you felt good or you felt
何をどういうことを話したかということよりも、どういうことを感じたかということを思い出す。
Anyway, any comments? And let's hear something.
コメントはどうぞ。
I got these books. This is by our teamwork
チームワーク
committee. Anybody else get this in mind? I only have two, but it's just the basic ideas. The basic bundle of sticks. You all know that story.
ストーリーでこの基本的な概念、アイディアがそこに書いてある。
The father, I think the sons were quarreling.
お母さんが子供がお母さんを見る。
So he had them get some small sticks, and they could easily break one.
一つの方は簡単に折れますけど、
Then he had them put them all together and tie it up, and then you can't break it.
相棒を持ったら折れます。
So if we're working together, then we're very strong.
一緒に立ち回ってれば
Can't be defeated.
強くなって、一緒に決定となります。
Okay, let's hear something from somebody. Comments?
どうぞ。はい。はい。
おっしゃる通り、本当のリーダーは目立たないっておっしゃってた、マヤプールでのリーダーシップサンが2年前に私参加させていただいたんですけれども、どなたがリーダーをされているのかとか、全く分かりませんでしたが、大成功を収めていました。そして安心して私たちは何て言うんですか、参加させていただいて、自由に本当に講義、レクチャーを聞かせていただいて、楽しむことができました。ああいうサウナっていうのは今年参加できませんでしたけれども、本当に珍しいことだと思っていて、ぜひまたそのリーダーシップサウナに参加させていただきたいとも思っています。と言ってバラシエシカクラブのヤトラも強烈なリーダーシップを発揮されていたんですけれども、私はあれも成功していたと思っています。以上です。
その最後のところちょっと分かんないですけど、バラシエシカさんが強烈なリーダーシップを発揮したっていうのは。
すいません、ちょっと悪い意味じゃ
バラシエシカクラブはすごく目立つけど、
うん、
それでもみんなをこう引っ張って、同じ目立つリーダーもいるし、目立たないリーダーもいるけど、みんながすごくこう。
She said what you said, right? The real leader is not really showed up, but support others and everything. And I had an experience 2 years ago when I went to attended the leadership something in Mayapur 2 years ago, and then I really enjoyed. Everything was very organized, but I didn't know who the leader was. But it was so organized, and we could enjoy. And then so and I really appreciated the leader. And then also, but Vasiseka Prabhu is different. He's very showed up, very it really shows leadership. But that was also very good and organized, and I appreciate it.
Okay? Well, he's created a huge team and
で、彼は大きな、チームを作りました。
it pays off. Like you get more people participating and like book distribution then goes huge up.
どんどん人を増やせば、もう例えばその本配りなんかもどんどん大きくなります。
Bhaktivedanta Manor had 500 devotees in the manor.
For to distribute?
Yeah.
Wow. イギリスのバクテリアンタマノは、本配りする500
Vaisheshika sometimes gets 600. Some do only 2 or 3 books, but still, it adds up.
一人が2、3冊とかそういうあれだったとしても、500円、600円とかものすごい。
And some by doing 2 or 3 books, they get fired up, and the next year they do hundreds of books.
でも次の年にはまたものすごい。
Any other comments?
はい。
ちょっと私は頭が回らないので日本語でいいですか。
はい。
たまに私たちミーティングしたときに、たまにミーティングをした内容でそれぞれのディボーティーがミスアンダースタンディングをしたりとか、あとミスアンダースタンディングしてなくてもこれやってこうって決めたことに対してなかなかそれが実行できないこととかあると思うんですけれども、そういうことに関してはどういうふうな方向性で進んでいったらいいのかっていうのをアドバイスいただけますか。
Okay, so Hanamana wants to have your advice that sometimes we have meeting between devotees and sometimes we misunderstand in a meeting, or sometimes we decide to do something but actually practically it doesn't how can you say it's not done. We decide to let's do it, but we don't do it. So how we can make it improvement?
Take more time to
まだ時間をかけるということです。
to make sure that everybody agreeing and understanding and agreeing.
みんながちゃんと理解しているのか、そしてみんながちゃんと同意しているのかということに時間をかける。
But in the beginning, you don't want a team where everybody's exactly the same.
でもそのチームワークって誰もが同じふうに覚えるとは期待しない。
Or like one dominating leader.
例えば一人がもう仕切るようなリーダーじゃないこと。
But we tend to be afraid to say, well, I don't understand, so oh yeah, okay, but then we don't really know. And if everybody does that, then it just falls apart. It doesn't go anywhere.
I don't get it.
We tend to be afraid to express, well, I don't understand.
で、わからない。
I don't want to do that. Okay, but you have either you don't know what you're going to do or you don't want to do it, and then it's not going to happen. And if everybody does that, the leader has to take time.
私はそれにやりたくないとかいうことを恐れて、それでこう出て、はい、いいですって言ってることで、それがいっぱいかかって結局何もできなくなると。
He's a very famous guy. Leadership is not about your title, it's about your behavior.
リーダーシップというのは称号ではないと。どういう行動を取るかという、それがリーダーシップです。
He may be the most famous, most popular leadership guru in the
すご
world.
い有名なその指導者かもしれないけれど。
So his famous book is called Lead Without a Title.
で、その人の有名、有
LWT.
名なのは、
That's their
称号
motto.
なんか置いていけという。
And no matter what your position is in the team, you can be a leader. Everybody should be a leader by being very enthusiastic and happy to do whatever their part is.
どういうその立場にあったとしても、でもみんなが一人一人がリーダーとなること、すごくやりたいとか、こうやりたい、すごい熱意を持ってるとか、すごくこう幸せだとか。
And he came up from poor family.
でこの人は貧しい人からところから生まれて。
He worked really hard. Nobody ever encouraged him.
で、誰も励ましてもくれないのですごい一生懸命頑張った。
He became a very successful lawyer.
成功を収めた。
Then he quit that. He quit, and he wrote a book.
で、それをやめて本を書いた。
You might have heard the monk who sold his Ferrari. His Ferrari. It's the name of a famous book.
はい、それで
Monk, Bobo-san,
お坊さん
sold his Ferrari car. He was a rich lawyer, then he gave it all up.
彼はすごい
Became a monk.
すごい腕利きの弁護士だったんだけど、それをやめてお坊さん全部捨ててお坊さんになった。
And everybody told him, "It'll never work. Your book will never."
そんなことだとうまくいかないってみんなが言ったけれども、
So he printed it in the Kinko's or something. 25 copies.
で、なんか500部ぐらい安いところに印刷をして、
And sold that.
その本を売った。
Now you'll see it featured in every bookshop in the
そ
world.
れはもう今、本屋さんのどこにも並んでい
And
ま
he's got millions of followers on
す。もの
Facebook.
すごい
And
彼に従う人が何百万人といます。
but the basic thing, and he has these seminars, and people pay, $10,000.
でも、基本的に彼はセミナーをしたりして、
Big,
みん
big
なもう
executives come.
1万円とか払って、そ
But
れです大変なお金になりました。
the main principle is you don't have to have a title to be a leader.
でも、この人の最も言っているところというのは、称号なんかいらないという、リーダーシップに称号はいらない。
So this one kind of shows it very clear.
これはなんかそれを表しています。
Don't have to explain that, right?
ああ。
Anybody can
説明
explain
必要
it.
ありませんね。ああ、本当だ。Very clear.
Yeah.
本当だ。
I have a few more I have to find.
Yeah, this is very clear, practical.
Yeah, that one, see, the whole thing is very simple.
Yeah.
You're going to be a boss or a leader.
ああ、ボスになるかリーダーになるか違う。
That type of boss, the workers are not enthusiastic. They just do whatever they have to do to get their pay and not get fired.
で、そう、上のボス、さっきの上のボスなんかの方だと、何でも言われたことやっていれば、お金払ってもらえるという、そういう考えでしたと思う。
But if the leader is out front, then, people are enthused.
けれども、リーダーが先頭になって引っ張っていれば、みんなものすごく引っ張ります。
Okay, any more feelings?
リーダーについてちょっと聞きたかったんですけど、でも今の絵を見て、少し納得がいってる。
Yeah, I had a question about the leader, but this picture explains me.
Hmm?
I understand. I had a question about the leader, but this simple pictures you're showing me explains me everything. It's very clear.
リーダーになる人ってどういうふうに育つものなんですかね。
And how
もっと生まれた質。
how leadership can be grown? Is it the nature, they're born with?
Well, sometimes,
そういう時もあるんですね。
but you can learn.
で生まれつきそういう質を持っている人もありますし、また学ぶこともできます。
Some people seem to be natural leaders.
なんか生まれつきの
People
そ
look
の
up to him.
リーダーの質を持っている人もいます、ね。
But if you study
でも勉強して、
things like this, other leaders,
このような勉強を
what
して、
successful leaders have done,
で、うまくいくリーダーとそうじゃないリーダーというのを勉強して、
how they work.
どうやればうまくいくのかということを勉強して。
So here's another difference between boss and leader.
例えばここがボスとリーダーとの違いです。
The boss drives the employees, like the picture.
ボスは、エンプロイを、動かせる。
The leader coaches them,
でもリーダーは、
encourages them.
励ます。
He thanks them for whatever they do.
で、人にやることに感謝をする。認める。
And then the boss depends on authority.
で、
I'm the boss.
ボスは
Shut
す
up.
ごく権威というものにをかざして、
Do what I say.
私の言う通りやればいいんです。
Otherwise, you won't get your money.
で
Can't have a
お金あ
holiday.
げないよと、払わない
We
よ
don't need you.
でもそんなそういう人はいらないから。
There's a little animation I saw. I think it was from Japan, but you know, the guy's got a job and he's working and he's going home to his wife and he has a baby, but gradually he's coming home later and later, has to work more and more.
日本のアニメとか見るんだと思うんですけれども、働いて、一生懸命働い
Finally,
て
he's、coming home and the lights are off and you know he's all
それでもう遅く
Cold
働い
dinner.
て、子供ができて、でもうそこまで働ける。
and he asks the boss if he can have a little better schedule.
それでもう遅くまで働くから、どんどん家帰ってきて、もうみんな寝た後でいつも
And the boss points to the door that there's 50 people want your job.
それでその人はボスのところに行って、何とかもう少し仕事の時間的融通をでしていただけないでしょうかというふうに言うと、山と待っている人に指さして、あんだけ働いてた人いるからお前はクビだというふうにされてし
The
まう。
leader depends on goodwill.
そのどのような意思を持っているかという
You know
とい
that
う
the
ことによ
people
ってリーダー
they're
をする。
inspired. The boss inspires fear.
で、ボスっていうのは
You're
恐れ
afraid
を
if you don't work,
増やす。
you know you won't get paid.
働かなかったらお金払われないっていう恐れを増やす。
But the leader generates enthusiasm.
でもリーダーというのはやる気を増やせます。
The boss says I,
ボスは私としゃべる。
and the leader says we.
リーダーは私たちはとしゃべる。
The leader blames others
リ
when there's
ボ
problems,
スが
and the boss fixes it.
ボス
When something goes wrong, the leader blames someone.
のボス
You stupid team, you all did
ボ
it.
ス
But the leader fixes it, makes
はい
correction.
ですね。だからボスの方はすごくこう怒鳴ったりとか咎めたりする。けれどリーダーの方は何とかそれを修正しようとする。
It's a mentality. Bosses know how to do it,
で、それはメンタリティの違いですね。ボスは
but a leader shows how to do it.
ボスはこの間違いということを自分が分かっている。リーダーの方はみんなにどう間違っているかということを見せようとする。
A boss uses the people,
ボスは人を使う。
but the leader develops the people.
リーダーは人をこうなんだろう成長させる。
The boss takes credit,
で、ボスはなんていうかな、美味しいところ。
but the leader gives credit,
でも、リーダーというのはその美味しいところをみんなに配る。
and the boss gives orders and commands,
ボスは命令をする。
and the leader asks.
リーダーはお願いをする。
They said that Henry Ford, he always said, I wonder if you could do this.
ヘンリー・フォードはいつも言ってるんです。これを
Even though he was a complete boss.
しょうかっていうことをする。
And I just saw yesterday somebody put up a little video of that Obama.
昨日誰かがオバマさんのビデ
So he went out for a walk just in the park
オで、オバマが
It was like only not with a big limousine and everything, just with one other guy with them, two people.
まあ、一緒のそのリムジンでとかじゃなくて、まあ、一人とか、まあ、付き合ってて、公園歩いて、
And he was shaking the hands of all kinds of people and little
いろんな
children,
人に手を振ったら、
saying hi to everybody and joking around. People were commenting, what a great guy, this will never have a president like this.
あんな人見たことないっていうふうに言います。
And the leader says, go.
で、ボスは、行け
Or the boss says, go.
いや、ボスは行けって言う。
And the leader says, let's go.
で、リーダーは一緒に行こうって言います。
Let's go. The difference. 行きましょ
これが
うか。
違いです。行けと、行きましょう。
Let's do it.
です
Just do it.
あ
So
のリーダーとボスの違いってすごい分かったんですけど、このリーダーっていうのがこういう人を持つ、こうしなきゃいけないというか、こうリーダーに当てはめようとするのがすごいなんか大変だなっていう気がする。リーダーとボスの違いってはっきりしたんだけど、もし今のリーダーとか誰かのリーダーがあった場合にこれを当てはめようとやったり、リーダーこうあるべきだなっていうふうな思いが出てくる。
あ、その人に対して。
そうなった時に違うのか、ちょっと違うのかそういうふうに考えしませんか。
So it's very clear, I understand it clearly the difference between boss and leaders. But then, now, when someone becomes our leader, and then we try to apply those the nature or quality of the leaders. So then that leader, well, it's a very big work for that leader.
Yeah, well, Mahatma could understand a thing like a band leader.
マハトもよく理解できていますけど、バンドのリーダーとかもよく理解できると思います。
So I don't know much, but I read like Jimi Hendrix.
ジミヘンのことを考えています。
So still they say he's the best guitar player.
今でもジミヘンはうまいと言われています。
But they said anyone who played with him played better than they ever played before.
で、ジミヘンと一緒に演奏した人はいつもよりもうまくね。
He wouldn't just try to show off and leave everybody behind,
彼はただ自分だけがうまく
like some would do.
見せる。
You know, they play and no one can follow.
He plays, but he doesn't.
No, but some like somebody's really good at the game or the music, and they'll play in such a way that everybody else fails.
But Jimmy is not.
No, he played and everyone else played better than him.
Okay, okay. で、中にはですね、
Inspired.
めちゃくちゃうまいけれども、自分だけは目立とうとする人がいる。
So
けれども、ジミー・ヘンドリックスの場合は、彼と一緒に演奏することによって他の人たちがもっと上手くなるという。
So the key things are this, you know, amani namani dena kirtan.
あ
If everybody has that mood, well, I'm the lowest guy on the team,
で、だから私はもうこのチームの中で一番下だっていうふうな気持ち
but
を
the
持っている
leader may have to say, okay, let's do this, but he has to not feel like everybody has to do it because I say it,
で、リーダーはその一緒にやろうよ。
because I'm the
で
leader,
誰もその言われたからやんなきゃいけないんだっていう気持ちにならない。
but because this is what we want to accomplish. We all know this is what we want to accomplish. There's a little circle here they put, and it says, the simple experiential learning cycle. We do something. We do something. That's all. We just do something.
OK、何かをする。
Then we think, what happened? What was the result of what we did?
で、これやったらどうなるかなと考える。
So we think, okay, we did something. Now we got this result.
OK、じゃあこれやったからなんかそういう結果が出るだろう。
So what was the value? What does it mean? What can we, what is the value of what we got?
で、こ
You have to
の
think about this.
結果を得てどういういいことがあるかなと考えている。
And then, now what do we do next?
そして、
What will we do after?
じゃあ
Now,
この後
having done that, what will we do again? That's how you have to think about projects.
何かをやって、何かをやって、それで、違うか。
何かあって、それが価値がある。
Do it.
発見して、じゃあ次何するか。
And what happened? Nani?
それを繰り返し。
Nani-o?
He's trying to explain me. Thank you.
Then so what? He's writing it. He's got the paper.
Oh.
So what? Okay, we got this result. Now what does that mean? Is it valuable? Is it what we wanted? Is it not what we wanted?
何かをすると、それが何なのかと考えると。で、それやったら一体何になるのかということをもう一回考える。じゃあ、次何をすべきか
Part
考
of what
え
we
る。
wanted.
そして行動するということの繰り返しというか、そうやってどんどん。
And then what next?
それで、次はじゃあ何なんだと。
How to make it better?
どうやったらもっとよく
Next,
できるか。
what are we going to do next that makes
じゃあ
it
その次
better?
は何をすればいいんだろう。
And take input from everyone. So, a leader can be this Robin Sharma, the leader without a title. He gives examples like
で、さっき言いました、その人ですね、有名な人の、称号なんかも、どっかにやってっていう人。
how he gets inspired. He was in some airport and the bathroom was so clean and the guy was so happy and
で、
nice.
彼は、その、
Asking you, do you think this bathroom's clean enough? So if you get inspired by it, the guy's like a leader. He's inspiring, even though he's in a so-called low position.
で、なんか、どっかのトイレに行って、でトイレがめちゃくちゃ綺麗で、そうするとすごく気持ちよくて、すごくこう、なんか、なんだ、熱意が湧くと。 で、
So we're talking about teams, but you know,
とにかくその熱意を持つっていうのはそれはチームワークによる。
what is a team?
チームとは何でしょうか。
Any ideas?
わかりますか。考えてありますか。
How would you define a team?
どうやったらチームってのを見つける。
A group of people are interdependent.
Yeah.
People with a goal that's understood.
Common
Trust.
proactivity, taking stand.
All right. Here's something they say. General characteristic of a team. All teams have these common features. You want to write them? Common goal or purpose. You said that.
多分ゴール。よくあるゴール。一般的なゴール。
Mokuteki, right?
目的。
Not no jinsei no mokuteki wa nan desu ka? Most people go, they never thought about that.
何ですか。
Prabhupada said we have to teach them in life there's a goal. They don't even know that.
まあ、みんなわからない。
Goal is just to get the next sense gratification. So then, more than one member.
まあ、一人以上。チーム。
Complementary skills and abilities.
なんかスキル、やり方とアビリティ、その能力。
Right? Say we have the festival yesterday. So you need singers, you need cooks, you need cleaners, you need
まあ、
laundry.
祭りやれば料理とか、
To help each
料理
other.
する人とか、それを助ける人とかを集めます。
And they work together.
はい、そして次に一緒に、
And then Prabhupada, this is a letter Prabhupada wrote.
手紙から。
I'm glad to learn that you are all working peacefully together.
まあ、それに協力して、そして平安に一緒に協力しましょう。
This is the most favorable atmosphere for cultivating our Krishna consciousness.
クリシュナ意識を育むのに最も有効な方法です。効果的。
So we had that paper that we're going to put up nicely that says the goals of ISKCON,
まあ、この紙に
purposes of
こう
ISKCON.
いうゴールを書きます。
So we should be thinking all those one or which one we're working on.
まあ、それぞれがそれに向かって、進んでいく。
A team is a group of people working together in a committed way to achieve the common goal in our mission.
まあ、チームで一緒にこう考えて、最後のゴールを分かち合う。
They're interdependent
それぞれ
and they hold themselves accountable for attaining the desired result.
でその結果に対して、望みを持つ。
They're working on a common project.
一般的なプロジェクト。
A group of individuals with a common focus
そのグループというのはそれぞれ、ここ違うわけですが、それぞれが一般的なゴールに向かって一つに向かっていく。
in Osaka. When I walk by the river, they have those
大阪では
racing boats.
川のところでボートレースがあって、そこになんか看板がある。
So there's some where it's only one person.
まあ、ある人は
Some is four people, five. Four are pulling,
4人
and one guy is shouting, "Pull, pull, pull,"
あ
and they all have to do exactly the same.
まあ一緒にね、ゴールをこ
They
げ
have
こげこ
to,
げ。
even though one may be much stronger, he can't. If he pulls stronger than the other one, it won't work.
一人があまりこう急激にこいでしまうとバランスが悪くなるので、みんな一緒にこぐと。
I saw one movie one time, and it was about those kind of boats.
まあ、映画なんかでそういうの。
So, one American guy came to Oxford University,
マークス・フォードから来たアメリカの人がいました。
and he was a champion of the one
まあ
boat.
ボートボーイのチャンピオン。
So he beat all of the Oxford very famous.
オックスフォードはとても有名な人なんです。
So the coach said, "You'll do double. You have to compete in the not by yourself. You have to compete in when there's two people." Yeah, he was better than all the rest of them.
まあ、ラリーでも彼は
But the coach said, "No, you have to compete in the where there's two people in the boat."
一人じゃなくて二人にして、
うん
もう一回やってみましょう。
あ
Because that was to smash his ego
まあ、それがその人の英語を
and learn to cooperate
協力しましょうということです。
so the team could win.
それで
Not
チ
just
ー
so
ム
he
が
could.
勝利する個人ではない。
But then, he might also inspire the other guys to do better. But those kind of things are there all the time.
まあ、それにしてリーダーシップを取る。
A team is not a group of people who have working in the same room.
まあ、チームというのは同じ部屋で一緒に働くという。
Not a real team.
まあ、グループというのは一つの目的に向かって、同じ部屋でやる。
You have to be a group, a part of working together, like all the things we went on.
まあ、全体の一部としてみんなが
Like a band,
バンドみたいな。
right? Everybody has to play the same song,
みんな同じ歌を歌う。
right?
よろしいですか？
They have to encourage each other. You have to let everybody have a little solo.
まあ、なんか自分だけやるっていうんじゃなくて、
Playing same scale.
Yeah?
Don't play in the different scales. One scale.
Yeah.
C sharp.
What would you do if I sang out of key? Would you sing? So, they need support.
彼らは、そういうサポートが必要としています。
Like the Beatles, they had the three superstars,
まあ、ビートルズなんかスーパースターですけど、
some of the most talented musicians, right? George and Paul and John.
ジョージとポールとジョン。
And many people said Ringo's not really that good of a drummer,
まあ、たくさんの人はリンゴはそんなに伝えてないっていうんですか。
but he was perfect for them.
でも彼らは、リンゴさんは他の人よりももっと素晴らしい。
There was this,
リング4人ビートルズがいて、3人ジョンとジョージとポールはスーパースターだと言われて、でリンゴってあんまりうまくないって言われてたら結構。けれども、この3人にとってはリンゴは最高だった。
'cause he just, he kept the beat. He didn't do anything fancy or anything. He just
まあ、ビ
kept,
ートを正しく打つわけですから、そんなに
people said he can't even do a, but he kept the beat perfectly.
まあ、しかし、そのリンゴは、
So they could do all kinds of whatever they,
ビートをきちんと打って
like in the sitar and the tabla, and they have that, wah, wah, the tambura in the middle. They never changed. They did.
いやいやい
And the sitar and the tabla would go wild.
や。
But always would go, wah, wah, wah,
まあ、シャルとかタブラがどんどんどんどんいくわけです
wah.
が、
So otherwise they'd lose it. They couldn't.
もう一つの、なんていうか、
タブラっていうのは同じように見えるんですが、
Just four strings and
同じような音だったらもう、
Just to beat.
でも下のとかあとこう見て
Indian music is based on one note, which is prominent.
yeah.
And all the rest of the notes, they have to kind of, in discipline, support that one note. That's the principle of Indian music.
Yeah.
We have harmony in the best, collectively playing 4 or 5 notes or even more. But in India, there's one note, tone-centric,
Yeah.
music. And that one note is followed through rhythm, group of notes which are supporting that one single note. It's like
Whatever
number
that's
of
getting pretty complicated.
そういうことだと思うので、
So everybody's necessary in a team. The cleaner is also very important.
まあ、必要なことをするわけです。そして、そういう人もとても大切だという。
Or the cook, or if they have to be separate somewhere.
料理した後、料理
The person serving the tea, has to be
入れて、
encouraging everyone, acting, respectful.
まあ、そうすることでみんな啓発されて、啓発されていきます。
And everyone, you don't have to have a title to be a leader. That's a very important thing. There's so many books with, business books with that. basic that title. I have a bunch of them here. I looked through
まあ
them.
ビジネスの本でそのタイトルがビジネスという本がものすごいいっぱいあります。
And this one particular guy is, the most popular, but he has huge seminars where people pay thousands of dollars
リーダーの
to hear him talk
セミナ
about
ーが
it.
いっぱいいっぱい。
And then the business increases and their function gets better.
まあ仕事がとても固定して、それぞれの機能が活性化される。
So rather than think, well, I should be the president, I should be the leader, that doesn't help anybody.
私がリーダーなんだというのはそれほどみんな
It just makes everything, not work.
まあそうするとあまりうまく働かなくなっちゃいます。
Everybody gets confused.
みんな混乱しちゃう。
Krishna is the real leader.
まあクリシュナが真のリ
Just
ーダー
follow him.
彼に従います。
Do whatever your job. That's Varnashram. Everyone does whatever their position is, but they're happy to do it and they feel important. Just like your arms and legs, and they all work together.
ああそういうふうにしてバンナシなので自分のそれぞれの位置でハッピーになっていく。
If you break your leg, you can't use your arms the same way as you would if you have your legs.
で腕と足との協調になります。
You can't run around and pick up things. You have to sit down and maybe you can only type or something.
ある人は、まあ、立ってなんか活動的じゃなくて、タイプライトを打ったりする、そういう役割かもしれない。
Okay, any other?
他に何かありますか？
Guru,
No.
the team and the group. So how to first how to avoid of having a group and rather than you should have a team, and what should be the ideal size of team, because if the then maybe may convert to the group because many people have different aspirations. So what do you think is the ideal size of the team?
They say not more than 7 people.
So,
5 to 7. Too many, it depends on the task, but like a football team, they have a certain number. A baseball team, they have a certain number. Basketball team, they can't have more or less. But in this kind of team, you get a little project, and then specific projects, you can't have too many because then you can't get moving. But the team may have to engage other people, and you can't have too few, then it's too much load on everybody.
thank you so much.
まあ、チームっていうのは何人ぐらいかっていう話だったんですけど、あんまりたくさんすぎても困ると、7人とか、まあ、少なくとも5人なんですね。たくさんすぎると動きが取れなくなってしまうと。まあ、でも、スポーツなんかですね、チームを組んだときはもう10人とか、それはいいんですけど、まあ、プロジェクトをするときにあたっては、人が多すぎるとうまくいかない。他の人を少なすぎてもうまくいかない。
Maharaj, where does finance comes in between all these things?
Finance?
Yeah, like suppose if you are financially stable in the group or this team, then
Well, there might be a fundraising team, which is very important in any company, any church, any charitable organization. They have to have a fundraising team.
まあ、経済についてどうですかということで、
that only works on that.
まあ、会社とか教会でもそうです。
Because in order to, if you want to just go in the mountain, you don't need money. You can just sit there and live, like yogis do. But if we want to preach, then we need things. We want to create a big society. We want to get out. So fundraising, like a hospital, they have fundraising team. They constantly have to raise funds.
まあ、経済について社会、教会
Even though the doctor's bills are so high, they have to get donations.
まあ、山に行ってヨギになるので、
Churches. So they have fundraisers. And so we need that here. Somebody to just do that.
まあ、我々に必要なのはそういう人にはそういった
It's an art. you know,
ですから、お金のね、経済の
there's
チームが、
one devotee had seminars about it, studied it, Kavicandra program.
まあ、そういうクラブがいて、いうことのそういうことを教えている人がいます。
And he went to one fundraisers convention. He said he was surprised these people were very uneducated simpletons, but they knew how to raise money.
まあ、そのね、その人が書いたんですが、そんなにその教育されてない人なのに、
So
経済
we need money. That's what said. A leader, if he makes a project, in say the company boss makes a team, you can make sure they have the money they need and whatever they need to do what they're supposed to do.
まあ、リーダーはそういうプロジェクトを組んで、さまざまな、チームを作るんですが、しかしそこでは、とても必要なのは経済的なチームがどのようにそれを運営するか、お金をどのように使うかということはとても大事です。
So that's why there's usually a fundraising team
まあ、ですから、経済のチームという
that
のは、
thinks about how to do that.
不可欠です。
And Sridhar Maharaj was the minister of that for a while. He said, fundraising is friend raising. You have to make friends.
まあ、そういうシルダースマハラジが言ってましたが、経済のチームというのは、友好的になることが大事だ。
They said, and you know, especially with the rich people, if you want advice, ask for money.
まあ、特にお金持ちの方に対して、
Then they'll tell you the brahmacharis could do this business, you could be doing that, you could say,
もしそういう
they give you a lot of advice how to make money.
まあ、そのお金持ちの人に聞けば、まあ、ドラマチャーに対して、こういう仕事をしたら、すごくいい、ああいう仕事をしたらいいんじゃないかと、そういうアドバイスになる。
If you want money, ask for advice.
まあ、お金のことに対して聞きたければ、そういうアドバイスだから聞くというのは、
Then they'll give you lots of advice, and hopefully some of it you can act on, and they'll be very happy with you.
で、さらにそういう人たちを
Gradually
交流
want
し
to
て、
help you.
向上していくことができます。
And this is the Kali Yuga. I think, you know, like Krishna says, living in these depend on food grains, and food grains come from the rain, and rain comes from yajna.
まあ、カリユガで、その書いてある、バーギーですか、書いてあるんですが、穀物に私たちはやって、その穀物は雨によって、育ちます。
But now that everybody's living in the city, ultimately the food depends on the rain. But for us to get food, it depends on money.
まあ、町に住んでれば、まあ、最終的には、本来は雨で穀物を育てるんですが、まあ、お金でもってそれを買うと。
But money comes
そういう
from
ことしかでき
yajna
ない。
also, because Krishna is the source. So if we do the yajna right, Krishna will provide.
まあ、ややすると、クリシュナがそれらを与えてくれます。
We have to also plan things according to the budget of what we have. If you have a project, don't shoot for something where you need so much more money than you have. Do things that you have the ability and the money to do, and then we'll get money. Give them jobs that are, you know, maybe a challenge, but not, you know, too difficult.
まあ、能力に見合ったですね、経済的にも見合ったようなことをすべき計画すべきです。私たちが何か理由がちょっと思うときに、自分たちにどれくらいのお金があって、それでできないようなことをやってしまうと、こうみんな批判されない。できる中で予定を立てれば、みんながやる気になって成功する。
And for, you know, devotees, everyone has to feel like they're part of ISKCON, part of Prabhupada's family, that they're good devotees, that they're important.
私はプラッパーダのそのメンバーで、そして大事なんだと。私は必要とされているんだと、一人一人が感じるということ。それが大切なことです。
And I heard this morning a quote from some big professor. He said, the most powerful force in the world is human beings cooperating together.
人間が教育し合うことっていうのは、これが一番力のあることだと。なんかそういう。
You know, when a group of people get together and they really cooperate and they have a goal, they can accomplish so many wonderful things.
に向かって教育し合う。それほど力のあることはない。
So what makes a high-performing team?
はい、
High performing, doing good.
上手にできるこ
上手にできるグループ。
A shared purpose,
これは目的を共有し合うこと。
goals that motivate them, they want to get it done.
で、そのゴールに到達したいという動機をみんなが持つこ
Clear individual roles,
と。で、それぞれの自分でやるべきことがクリアになっていく。
good communication,
で、コミュニケーションもよく取れていく。
mutual support,
で、サポートがされている。
diverse personalities, different types of people,
いろんな
knowledge and talent, complementary skills with
そう
and good leadership.
そういう能力がある。
Not that everybody's the same, but you can utilize everybody's skills.
みんな同じじゃありませんけれど、ここの持っている能力を生かすことはできます。
Like you've seen these F1 race cars.
例えば、一般のレースカーを考えてみてください。
So one guy's driving, he's the big hero.
ドライブしてるのは一人ですよね。
But there's so many people working.
けれども、その一人のためにものすごいたくさんの数。
First place, you know, the factory builds the car, but he's got such a huge team of mechanics and people with computers telling him, you know, what to do and what.
メカニックとか、
Deciding what kind of tire to put on.
手術する人とか、プランを立てる人とか、ものすごいたくさんの人数がその一台の車を走らせることに。
Actually, there's people telling him all the time, like, how fast, what he should be doing. He gets all the credit, but he knows that, you know, he can't live without all those others.
で、もちろん、そのね、目立つのはその運転手ですけれども、でも、そのどれだけみんなの力でやってるかということをその知っているわけです。
We don't have to be the designated leader, but you can lead by just doing whatever you're supposed to do very nicely.
で、自分がやるべきことをちゃんとやっている、そういうリーダーになるべきです。
Like if someone's leading kirtan and they see someone just jumping and dancing and then they lead kirtan better.
で、
Like
例えば
they're
一人が
doing-
リーそのキ
Right?
ータンでもそうですね、キータンリードしてる人がいる。
Yeah.
でも他に踊って、踊りまくってる人がいる。でそれがすごくそのリーダーの人も、キータンリーダーももっとやろうという気発されますよね。
Like Madhava said, he got strong
マダワさんが言いました、彼は強い。
as he was in Vrindavan
彼はブリンダーバン
and in the 24-hour kirtan.
で24時間キータンをやっています。
And he went there when he was 18 years old.
18歳ぐらいの時にやってい
And he said he didn't like crowds.
で、彼は群衆が嫌いだった。
So they do 6 hours a day. Usually they do 2-3 hour.
で、6時間キータン
Yeah, well, each member, they do 3 hours.
一人が
two times.
3時間やる。
So he asked for the 10 o'clock at night until 4 o'clock in the morning.
で、彼は夜の10時から朝
2
の
hours, two in a row. So there's nobody there.
で、一人が3時間やるとして、彼は夜の10時から朝の4時までですから、2人分の役割だった。
And in those days, the party wasn't as big.
で、その頃はあまり人はたくさんなかったです。
So many times he's all alone
だからほとんどの場合、彼は一人でした。
and, you know, had to chant all night.
で、一晩中一人で食べている。
So he got what endurance. He got strong to just keep chanting.
で、それで
You just know Krishna's behind the door, but there's no girls dancing, there's nothing to,
誰も
nobody, cartel player, no drum, you know, only you and
もう
Krishna.
彼とも何もない、自分一人しかいない。
It's a good practice. Think about it. But, you know, we get enlivened when people reciprocate for whatever you're doing.
自分がやることに人が反応してくれると誰だって嬉しくなります。
The leader will get enlightened and be much nicer when when the followers are enthusiastic.
で、リーダーだって自
Doing
分
their
に
job
従う人がものすごく生き生きとやっていれば、リーダー自身も啓発されます。
Asking what can I do to help?
何かしましょうかと、お手伝いしましょうかと声をか
How
けたり
can I
しま
help?
す。
Here's a joke, but it's too small to show. It's a cartoon.
ここに漫画があって小さくてお見せできないんですが、
So there's a group sitting at a table, 5 people,
で、5人の人がテーブルのところで座っている。
and one guy has big swords in his back, and an axe in his head, and he's all full of bullet holes or something.
He has a sword.
sword,
Yeah,
stabbed
yeah,
in his
yeah.
back and an
In the
axe
back,
on top of his head. He's full of knives and, like he's been in the war or something.
いや、なんか剣を持ってるんでしょ
I have to show you.
ちょっと見ていきます。すみません。
It's very simple.
もう見えない。いいね。
おお。なんかとにかくテーブルに座ってる一人の人がその頭に斧が刺さってるし、あちこちで剣がいっぱい刺してあるとか私も。
And then another guy is saying, so who wants to be the next team leader?
で、そのテーブルにいながら座ってんだけど、一人の人が、そのもともとリーダーの人がもうボロボロにやられて、もうボロボロな人も死んでますよね。停電したり一人が他の人が言って次のリーダーがあれって、誰もなりたくないと思って、そういう絵ですね。あやですね。
Yeah, this is the Kali Yuga.
これはもうカリブです。
One temple president said, when you're a temple president, you have a target on your back.
で、言いました。テンプルプレゼントになったら、この背中に指の的をくっついてる。みんなここ目が打ってるんです。
Everybody is shooting at you.
みんなから目が打ってる。
So we shouldn't necessarily want that position, but
そういうポストが必要なわけですけれども。
But, I just put here search new team leader challenges and so many things, so many papers, so many, groups are there for this thing.
それはリーダーシップとかグループということに関しての情報が山とあります。
And the followers also are a challenge. But gradually realize everybody is important. It's like in a machine, that one little screw might cost like, 1 yen. But if that screw falls out of the machine,
例えば機械で、機械のほんの一つの一部のネジっていうのは、言ってみれば1円とかしかかからないかもしれない。でもその1円のネジがないと機械が機能します。
So, challenge of a leader, you have to be clear about what you want to accomplish.
で、その自分でやってることがどんな成功につながるのかっていうことが明確になってなければならない。
Then get everybody to join in.
で、それで上で人を呼び入れる。
Handling resistance, keeping people busy, these are challenges, but that's for the leaders. So there's leadership courses and it helps people, so you can learn. But some people are more of a natural leader. Sometimes they'll, just because they have this special talent or something.
リーダーシップでこういうふうなところに参加したりとか勉強していろいろと身につきますね。けれどもともと生まれつきの質としてリーダーシップの質を持っている人ってのはいるものです。
But the team, we want to just, take time.
というチームというのは時間がかかります。
Before you start doing anything, you know what you're supposed to do and
何か始める前に
what's required to get that done.
どうしてそんなことしなきゃいけない
And
の
then
か。
who will do those things.
で、誰がそういうことをするかと
And
か。
who will check up to see that
誰がそれを
everybody's doing what they're supposed to be
みん
doing.
ながちゃんとやることやってるかと誰がチェックしようかとか。
So that then you move ahead.
で、そうやって前に進んでいるということがちゃんとこう確認されていかなければなりません。
Have goals. Goals.
ゴール。
Yeah, what are you looking for? What do
で、
you want to accomplish?
何を求めて何に向かっていくかという目的をはっきりしてなくてはいけないし。
Like just our personal life, say, we want to ultimately maybe say chant 24 hours. We read that, right? And the perfection is you're always chanting.
うん
You're always chanting.
完成は最終的な完成としては1日20時間ずっと唱え続けているところ。
But then, okay, so we chant every day 16 rounds. At least we chant every day.
少なくともまあ16週唱える。
But the real thing, the immediate goal is just to chant one mantra.
でも、近いゴールっていうのは、まず一つ。
Because ultimately we can only chant one at a time. We can't chant, 10 mantras at the same time.
で、一回に一つのマントしか唱えられないわけなんですね。同時に10のマントを。
So we have a long-term goal, which may seem impossible, but we don't think about that so much. We think about the
だか
immediate
ら
goal.
最終的にゴールの最終のところは考えないで、今目前にあるものをきちんと
One step at a time.
一歩ずつです。
I don't know, you don't remember that song. It's a very popular song when I was very young.
一緒若い時にとても有名な流行ってた歌があります。
Maybe Mahatma knows Brenda Lee. One step at a time. One step at a time. She was like 8 years
ブレン
old.
ダリーの歌。
One step at a time.
一度に一歩。
It might take a little bit longer.
ちょっと時間かかるかもしれない
Carefully, one
けど、
step at a time.
でも一歩ずつ気をつけて。
One mantra at a time. That's the
一
motto
回
of
に一つのマント。
Japa workshop. So
こ
Japa.
れがジャパンワークショップで言われる。
One mantra at a time. Don't think, oh, I gotta chant 16 or 32.
ああ、16週から何か
One
考
mantra.
えないと。その時は一つ一つのマントラに集中
Just
す
keep another one, another one.
る。
It's
そして
easy to chant
マントラ
one mantra. You can always find time for that.
一度に一つのマントラだけです。
And you get there. Like the Perkama, we're walking. Some people, when they hear 15 kilometers, they never thought about that before. Most people, especially Americans, they never walk more than,
ああ。
unless they're
で
joggers.
パリからまで15キロとか歩いたりす
They
るわ
walk
け
to
です
the
けども、
car,
まあ、特にアメリカ人な
They
んかは
walk from the car to the elevator.
もうエレベーター出たらすぐに車に乗っている。
I've been in America, like I said, well, I'm going, I'm walking. They said, where are you going? I said, well, I'm going to the store, which is about half a kilometer or something. No, I'll give you a ride, I'll give you a ride. You know,
もうアメリカでは私が
why should you start a car and go to all that trouble
もう
for a 10-minute walk?
半キロぐらいのところなのに、乗せてあげる、送ってあげる。
But you just keep walking. People walk, the Padayatra, they walk all around
で
India.
もパティやってるのもずっと歩き続けるわけです。
Bhakti Marg Swami walks all across China, Canada every year.
で、なんとかツアーにカナダをずっと横断しました。
But one step at a time,
でも、
just keeps
一
walking.
歩ずつです。
40 kilometers a day.
1日に40キロ。
Just keep walking, and you keep chanting, you get back to God.
ただただ唱え続ける。で、唱え続ければ、
That's our spiritual life, but we need help, we need to work together. We need community of devotees.
で、私たちはそれで助けなくちゃいけな
There
い。
should be one big team, everybody helping just for that goal, to help everybody be chanting, make sure people got what they need, they have them
目標に向かって、協力
the
しよう
health
とし
care
て、
that they
それぞれ
need.
が必要なものがちゃんと行き渡っているかどうかをちゃんと確認する。
If you hear this one, what Prabhupada said, one devotee, it was interesting that he said it, but when he became temple president, he was very young.
で、ある人のことですが、テンプルプレゼントになっていることも若かった。
So he asked Prabhupada, now that I'm temple president, what does that mean? What should I have to do?
で、プラッパダに来ました。私は何をすればいいんでしょうか。
And he was thinking probably say, now you're a big leader and you're, really important.
で、きっとあなたはすごい大事なんだと
I'm
大事
so happy with you.
で、私はあなたのことを嬉しく喜んでるよって、プラッパダはきっと言ってくださるだろうと彼は期待していた。
Prabhupada said, that means when anything goes wrong, it's your fault.
でも、プラッパダがおっしゃったのは、何か悪いことが起こったらお前の責任だと。
So you still want to be the president?
それでもプレゼントになりたいかとしてる。
If anything goes right, you should think it's because everybody else did.
で、何かいいことがあったら、それはみんなが頑張ったからだ。そう。
Generally, it's the other way around. If something goes good, we think, yes, it's
う
I'm.
ちの反対ですよね。何かマグルがところはもういいな。それはまたあったかなと思う。
And if something fails, we say, well, this, that.
で、何か失敗があったら、いや、あいつが悪かった、こいつがという。
All right, let's hear some more comments.
他にもコメントがいらっしゃるでしょう。
Maharaj, like in a normal organization, the financial benefit is also a source of motivation. But in an organization like ours, where everything is voluntary, what should be the source of motivation for us to work together?
Well, like I said in the beginning, and Radhanath Swami, he went to this guy, I forget the guy's name, he's a very, very famous business leader. And the seminar was motivation.
ガードナツさんのお知り合いで、モチベーション、
It was people were paying
動機についてのセミナーをしています。
$5,000 to come to this seminar.
$5,000の容量かな。
But he was a speaker there, so he got free. So he went to the one seminar, and that's what I was saying in the beginning, that if people have sufficient money to meet their basic needs, they work nicely.
まず最初に必要最低限のニーズを満たすとよく働きますよ。
But he said no matter how much more money they give, it doesn't make any difference about how enthusiastic or how creative or how they dedicate to the company.
もっとお金もらって
They had so much statistics, he said. He said he didn't remember any of them, but they had so much studies. But if you appreciate someone and you show appreciation for what they're doing, and they'll work, they'll get enlivened, and then they work more. And then they'll, of course,
お互いに
get
分かり合
more.
って相手を教えとこういう時に思うことによってもっと啓発されてよく働くようになってうまく
And then he told the story of, he said, many, you can imagine in Chopati, there's thousands of households.
まあ、そうですが、一応、何千というハウスの家族の方がいらっしゃいます。
And they come to him and they're all saying the same, they have their special problem.
まあ、みんな言うんですが、同じ問題を言うわけです。
But he said they all have the same problem.
同じ問題だ。
The wife says, he never appreciates me.
妻はそれを決して心にない。
And the husband says, what do you mean? I work hard and I give money.
旦那は言うわけです。どういう意味だと、こんなに一生懸命働いてるのに何の問題があるんだ。
And the wife says, no, but you never appreciate anything I do.
まあ、奥さんは言います。何やってもあなたは私のやってることに、
No, I give
こういうふうに
money.
なってくれないじゃないですか。評価してくれないじゃないですか。
So the same thing, if the boss says, well, I'm paying you and you better get, if you work harder, you're going to get more money. My father tried to motivate me like that. You got to study, you can, become a doctor, you'll make a lot of money. So you got to be a doctor, I said, I was 13 years old.
まあ、そういうふうにして会社のボスも、まあ、一生懸命働いて、
I was
お金払ってるだろうと。
Not the most submissive child in the world.
まあ、社員は満足しない。まあ、私のお母さんもそうでした。一生懸命、勉強してドクターになると、ルーサーさんに言われたわけですが。
He said, you doctor, you make a lot of money.
先生になればお金いっぱい入るよと。
And I was thinking, a doctor, I thought you're supposed to help people.
まあ、医者っていうのは、
I thought that's why you'd want to be, but I never said that. My father was a little passionate. I just kept quiet,
まあ、私のお父さんはちょっと激動的な。
Then the school said, if you want to be a doctor, you're going to have to study much more. So I said, okay, I don't want to be a doctor.
まあ、学校ではもっとそれは。
But there was no motivation, at least for me, and most of my godbrothers. That money motivation just turned you off. So even people that are materialistic, if you don't give them appreciation, but volunteer workers, they especially need appreciation. You don't need money.
まあ、別的な人で
You
も
need to be recognized and appreciated.
なおさらですから、そこで 好意的な関係でなければね、うまくいきません。
There was one girl in Hawaii that was doing Sankirtan all the time. So there were many Japanese in those days in Hawaii. Mostly the tourists were Japanese.
まあ、ハワイでサンキュータンをする女性がいるわけですが、たくさんの日本人がそこに。
So she asked me, what can I say to these people? How can I get them to give a donation? Whatever.
まあ、どうやってそこで、まあ、私1回だけですが、気づくか、どうやって頼んだらいいでしょうか。
And I said, you have to love them.
私は言いました。
So she got really angry. I want you to tell me what to say to them, tell me some Japanese lines.
ちょっと怒って、どうか日本語でどうやって説明したらいいか教えてください。
I said, you have to love them.
私は優しい。
So she went away, but a few days later she came and said, you're right.
まあ何しかして帰ってきて、あなた楽しかったですよ。
So that's just with everybody.
みんなそうです。
Mother Teresa said the biggest need in the world is not food. The biggest hunger is people don't feel love.
マザー・テレサが言ったわけですけど、世界の最大の問題は食べ物がないことではありませんと。愛することが不足していることです。
It's appreciation, but you have to really real appreciation.
評価すること、本当に相手を評価することが大切。
Appreciate everybody's effort, then they get inspired.
評価されればみんな提案されて一生懸命になります。
That goes for any relationship.
どんな関係がおいてもそうです。
And there has to be communication, like that paper folding thing. I suppose there would be a way to give the instructions in such a way that everybody could get it the same.
さっきの紙のゲーム
Pretty much the same.
そういう違うことを結果で出ましたね。
But communication is very important.
やり取りすることが大事です。やり取りすればそうなる。
I think it was again, I just did one lecture right on this one. So he was talking about these husbands and wives. So there was one couple came in, and they were practically on the verge of divorce. And I guess he asked the husband, what is it that bothers you so much? What is it about the wife that bothers you so much? Disturb you. So he said, when she bakes bread, that she cuts off the end piece and gives me the end pieces. And so anyway, they got into that. So he's American. In America, they want the middle part. You go to the bakery at night and they give you those end pieces because nobody buys them. You can go to the bakery at night, the homeless guys go and they get all the end pieces because the Americans don't eat that. But she was from Italy, and in Italy that's the best part. So she's giving that to the husband, and he's thinking she's insulting me. So that's why we need to take time to try to understand each other, especially in an international, community. Because the same, like this in one language means really good, another language is a terrible insult. So people have to learn these things before they, when they go to foreign countries. But even if everybody native language is the same, still they get all confused. Because we're not listening carefully or the instructions are not clear. And we had to get over that fear of saying, I don't understand, or I didn't hear you. Oh yeah, sure. You didn't know what the person said, but you didn't. You go and do complete opposite of what they think you're going to do, and then you're in trouble. The team has to, once you have a team, they have to communicate, know each other. So they play these, they have many team building games, like that paper tearing one. There's many different things. You can find millions of them on the internet. Just, relax together. Don't always be in only business. Like the drama yesterday, then everybody's, trying to, they know what they're supposed to do. Somebody tells them. Like I seen Bhakti Mark Swami, He makes dramas all the time.
バッキーマウント
And he works a lot, you know, he gets an idea of a lila and he really studies it. And he gets the whole idea in his mind. And he'll go to some temple and just call and get, 10 or 20 young devotees. And in 2 or 3 days, they have a drama that everybody thinks is really fantastic.
で、マルスワミがそのあるお寺に行って、10人、20人、若い人を捕まえて、
You stand over here, you do this, you do that. And they don't have to say anything, they just have to be in the right place at the right time. And he gives a little narration, and everybody's in ecstasy. And all the people, all the devotees in it are really happy. They just do what they're told. And you see, like in the youth in Mayapur, they're normally not very enthusiastic, for being with the adults. But you see them 6 o'clock in the morning running to the samadhi. I'm in Bhakti Maharaj's play. To practice. And sometimes they're just a tree, they just. But still, they really like it. And at night, they're there again. So it's a very, very, besides being a great way to preach, it's very good for the devotees to develop friendship and, learning how to work together. So I hope we can have more drama. They don't all have to be that elaborate. They can be much smaller sometimes. We used to do them all the time on Sunday. And just on the Parikama, I did a few days with one godbrother. He likes to make a drama, and he said, okay, wherever we were, he said, you can be Lord Chaitanya, you can be this. Then we just, spoke from the scripture, and everybody liked it. But there's a whole bunch of very simple ones we used to do all the time, philosophical. And they're very powerful preaching. The bird in the cage, right? I remember Naginatan and Kadamba did that one. Kadamba was the lady polishing the cage. Naginatan was the bird. And he was really good. It took so long, dying, trying to cry out for it. And she's just decorating the cage. But, everybody can, then you just explain this, the soul is in the body and we're just taking care of the body. It's a really good. So a few devotees can, 2 devotees all the time. And you can engage guests, like, we need you in the play. And when we started doing team building things in the GBC, one of the first things was you have a group, you divide up into 5 groups or something. Okay, you do a drama on such and such day. You have 5 minutes. 10 minutes to get it ready. Yeah, it was very fun. Then you forget about all the other stuff. Many, many things like that. That's how the team can, not only that you just concentrate on the goal and, the work and what's happening. You have to do that also, but you have fun. You do fun things. You go out on, Harinam or something. Together. You appreciate each other. You go out and do food for life or something. Something. Or just do some stupid game. Japanese companies do that a lot. When I had that television, I used to see these. I couldn't figure out what are they doing. Then I realized it's some company party. They just did the craziest things.
テレビで見たんですが、ある会社で、
There's one TV show now I read about. I haven't seen it.
なんかやってないのは、さっぱりわかりません。
And they had some Americans, because they just do these really crazy kind of game challenges.
すごいバカなゲームをやって、チャレンジして。
And they asked the American asked the Japanese guy, "Why are you doing this?"
アメリカ人がなんで
He said, "Japanese, they work too hard. They have to do really crazy."
それは、その理由は日本人はすぐアメリカンで、もうきちんとバカなことやらなきゃいけないんだと。
Like they had a race, they had like 100 candles.
まあ、100のろうそくを そういうバカなゲームなんです。
They'd have a fight, and they'd have a big club made out of like foam rubber or something. And they're standing on a big pillow.
まあ、ゴムの
Blown up airbag or something.
大きな空気の
All around is like ice water. So that, but every time anybody moved, the whole thing would,
その人は氷の上に
pillow would
滑っちゃうので、
then they'd both fall in the water and everybody'd laugh and be really happy.
説明会氷の下に
Then they can go back and work really hard in the factory.
で、また会社に戻って一日働くわけです。
We don't have to do quite so elaborate things, but something.
まあ
That's why the kirtan, long
その
kirtan,
するっていうわ
the
けで
long kirtan builds a team of the devotees and it brings new people in.
まあ、結果をして、
And everybody becomes, everybody's part of it,
皆さんそれぞれの部分としてやるんです。
right? And prasadam together. When everybody takes prasadam together,
皆さんがおみんなでやるって
it's
それを
really nice, right?
それをそうですね。
And somebody can serve prasadam.
まあ、それを給付
Then it's much better than going off by yourself.
まあ、自分だけでもずっといいです。
Any other? Yeah.
So I remember this one thing, you reminded me of one thing. And when we were in the Siginari days, the Madhumanga, when he came, he used to be Murata-san. And his previous job was a comedian. Right?
Yeah.
And naturally, when he talks, the way he talks is really fun. So
Yeah.
Really, he knows how to make people laugh. Right?
Yeah.
And we enjoyed it, and we just laughed so much.
Yeah.
And he he talks, the way he talks was so fun. And I was really impressed with what he said to me once when I see Brother-san. He said, "Wow, I was so surprised. Devotees really is looking for something fun." なんか、献身者、マルマンガさんは昔コメディアンだったんですけど。
Why don't you do that anymore?
Yeah.
He got contaminated. Now he's too serious.
で、マルマンガさんが村田さんでね、ゲストで初めて杉山で来た時のを覚えてるんですけど、ゲストだったから対応してるわけですよね。で、彼はもともとコメディアンだったから、普通に話してる人も面白いんですね。人の笑い方をよく知ってるわけ、作り方。私らお腹抱えても笑って涙ぐる。でも村田さんもっと喋ってほしいってすごい思ってて、でも彼が一言言ったことすごい印象に残ってて、お寺の人ってすごいなんか笑いに飢えてるって言ったの。その一言が今でもすごい印象的。覚えてますか？覚えてない。私はね、その言葉がすごい覚えてる。
Maybe they'd like to see this
飢
one.
えてる。そうなんだ、私たち。
But it won't work. Somehow when I plug this projector in, then I don't get the sound on my computer. I need to have a speaker to plug in.
And one good news is we used to have a drama and a skit all the time, and then I'm the one who wrote most of the script, and I was keeping in some big file with a whole bunch.
Yeah,
And right yesterday we found,
really?
yeah, we found all the script.
Oh, good.
So probably this is telling us to do it.
close to mic. So it can be
It's got to be a speaker. Okay, here's a little serious humor. If we valued our Bhagavad Gita like we do our Keitai, we'd always be looking at it. If we left it home, we'd go back and get it.
あ、携帯私たち今、携帯もうすごい大事ですので、携帯忘れたら必死で取りに行かれますよね。
We'd use it for many things.
いろんなことの
To
ため
get
に
messages,
でメッセージを得て、
we treat it
treat it.
like we couldn't
Again.
we keep it with us when we travel.
どこに行くにしても持っていく。
We use it in case of emergencies.
緊急の時に使う。なるほど。携帯とギターを比較してる。
Anyway, there's this little movie about yoga, laugh yoga. But the sound, I guess you could just watch it on my computer. You know, you could watch it on this screen, then we can hear it.
笑うヨガの
なんかね、音がね、ここに出てくるんですって。
Laugh yoga.
だからそこだったんで。
テレビ見たことある。
そう。
大声でアナウンス。
あれだ、バスの中に。車自動車のone in train or bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, you want to see it, right?
Yeah, we do need the sound.
Just, I had it there. Somehow when we plug the projector and then turn off the lights, can finish up maybe. And you can think of this in relation to Krishna. It's like everybody in the mature world is just miserable, suffering, there's no life. Then a devotee comes in, chanting, changes things.